Hi, this is 21 Times, and I'm going to bring you a little bit of a different video here tonight. Tonight I'm going to show you exactly what I do when I'm tracking my cards, when I track the cards that I play. What this will do is this will show you exactly what cards you've played and gives you a good idea of what cards you use commonly, what cards you don't use very much, and so you get an idea of, well, do I really need 4 of these in a deck? Maybe I can get away with 2 because I'm not using it very much. Or if you're not using a card much at all, maybe you get rid of it for something you're using more. So I'll show you my list here. This is a list that I have, and as you can see, I've got, I basically just, copy and paste it off of, the deck list from PTCGO, and then I adjust it a little bit. So I put items here in alphabetical order, and then I put, my supporters alphabetical order, and then I've got tools and stadiums and then energy. So that way, when I'm going to look through it, when I search, with an Ultra Ball or with a Nest Ball or whatever, I can easily find, exactly what I'm looking for. It flows through in the same general order. It's different, if you're searching with a Nest Ball or an Ultra Ball or with Tapu Lele, put supporters first with Tapu Lele. So it doesn't always go the same order, but at least things are kind of grouped together here. So you can see here, this is what I use, and then I do have a little thing down here. It shows what I've started with, and so that gives me a way to tell, what did I start with? Did I win when I started that? So on. I can also write down notes here. For instance, in my last match that I just did, I know that my opponent did not draw any supporters in the 3 or 4 turns that we played, and then he decided to quit after that because I had gotten off to a really good start. So, all right, so I'm going to show you exactly what I do here. I will tell you one thing that I use in case you're not real computer savvy. I use the Alt tab, and that lets me switch back and forth between screens. If you put your thumb on the Alt tab and your middle finger on the tab button, you click them quickly, you can flip back and forth. And then also, if you do Alt tab and you hold down, you can actually flip between the different applications that you have currently open. Okay, so I mulligan. I'm definitely going to make a note of that, considering I have 4, 6, 9, 13 basic Pokemon, and I mulliganed. So, oh, this is not good. So you can see down here, I put 1, and then started, I put M for Mudkip. So this is very bad. Oh, so it's against Weavile. Either Weavile will absolutely annihilate me here. So I'm gonna. Okay, so I put here. I know I've got a Mudkip. I put a water. I'm gonna put a baton on him, just because. Then I'm gonna play Cindy. So you can see here, I'm tracking my cards as I play them. And then, oh, maybe this won't be so bad. I'm even going to get in a little bit of chip damage on the Hoopster. 2 of those, okay. But he's probably going to. Alright, since you're saying hello to me, I'm going to say hello to you. If you say too much more, though, I will undoubtedly just mute you, because that's just distracting to me. Alright, which one do we have here? We have Evil Admonition. Yeah. Alright, so this is, I don't know, this won't be so bad. Rare Candy, Swampert, one of those, playing my second baton. I'm going to play my second energy too. I'm going to power draw. Now, when I do power draw, I do not count the card that I discarded like that. It's just my preference. If you want to count it, more power to you, but I'm just not going to bother. All right, I'm going to put down Vulpix and another Mudkip. And I'm going to Luzamine for Cindy. So at least I'll have a draw supporter next turn. Not ideal, but better than nothing. Maybe I'll even top deck a Swampert. That would be great. Okay, so he's using pre-rotation cards too. My list here is completely post-rotation. So, oh. Alright, so that's a lot of good luck. I've had a lot of good luck today. I had a match earlier where I top decked 2 Guzmas right in a row. So I really have no complaints here. I'm playing my second Cindy. Oh, wow. So, definitely attaching water. And I'm definitely power drawing water. Okay. Laying out my 4th Mudkip. Definitely Aqua Patch. We're going to Aqua Patch onto a different Mudkip though. Alright, so I have 4 waters. 1 Aqua Patch, I'm going to play 1 Aqua Patch, yeah. Before I power draw again though, I'm going to grab Timer Ball, see how lucky I get. Pretty darn lucky. I'm going to go grab both Marsh Stomps. So play 1 Timer Ball, 2 Marsh Stomps. Okay, I can't play the other one yet. I am going to then power draw another water. And then Aqua Patch again. And hope he doesn't have a Field Blower. Alright, so I've done everything I'm going to do. Okay. Didn't really need that Marsh Stomp. That'll be power draw. So again, I'll review here. 1 Timer Ball, 2 Aqua Patch, 1 Cindy that I've played twice. Alright, great. He did not have the Field Blower though. So I'm in pretty good shape here. I'm going to attach both batons just because I can. Did I already? Okay, so there's the second Marsh Stomp. So I'm only on 2 Swamperts though. Okay, that'll be my 6th energy. The batons. I'm on 3 batons, right? Okay. So I'm going to Cynthia before I power draw. Good. Get down the Slugma. Definitely power draw the Marsh Stomp. I'll definitely be able to get another Swampert next turn. Ah, beautiful. Perfect. I'm in good shape. All right. So I can put out my third Swampy. I'm gonna attach this energy down here. That's the 7th energy. Putting down Mag Cargo. As you can see, I do a lot of flipping. It's probably very annoying to my opponents. I'm actually going to put down the other Slugma too. Why not? I'll get greedy. Alright, so I'm going to... Oops, before I power draw. What do I need? I need a Swampert. Move over. Get my butt swampy. Still 17 cards, so I'm still more than good. Yeah, and then my opponent just conceded. Yep. So then I make sure I fill in all the spots here too, so that I keep track of everything. Everything's got to have a 0 for the formulas to work, and I'll show you those here in a minute. So, you know, and as I've done here, I've done, 4 games now. So I've tracked, all the cards that I've used over 4. So like I haven't used Rescue Stretcher in any of these games. I'm averaging, 2.5 Swamperts per game. So you can see, what I've done here. But 4 games is far too few to really get a good judgment. So if you look here, this is a version I had 2 previous, and I actually played 18 matches with this one, and so you get a really good idea. And I'll come down here and I'll show you the formulas that I use. So like I'll come right here and blow this up a little bit. It blows up that, but it doesn't really blow up the. So I'm using average B2 to S2 in this formula here, and basically that just takes the average of all the games that I played, how many cards. And again, that's why you want to make sure that you have every slot filled in here with either 1 or 0. If you don't play anything, don't leave it blank because it'll throw off the average. The average won't count it, it'll miscalculate the average. So then, so you can see I average 1 Dunsparce per game basically. And then here, the mid, I use a mid formula, and that's mid of cell A2. It tells me the third character is 4. I'm only looking for 1 digit, so it tells me how many that I have. So then I have 1, average of 1, divided by 4 cards that I carry in the list. So it tells me I have a 25% usage rate. Now, the exception I have down here is I have 12 water energy, so my formula doesn't work, so I just manually put in 12, but that tells you. So I use, 30, my water energy is 36% usage rate. So what does that mean, usage percentage? So if you look here, when I was running this with Luvdisc, I was playing Luvdisc only 14% of the time. To give you a frame of that, in 18 matches, I played a grand total of 10 Luvdisc onto the bench, which means my Luvdiscs were basically being power draw fodder, which you actually need in this deck. I mean, actually in Swampert, you need stuff to discard that you don't want to get back, because you can only use Aqua Patch 4 times. So you're gonna want stuff to discard that you don't care about. You need extra cards in your deck here. So So you can see here, so I decided, you know what, maybe it's time to drop the Love Disc. What if I tried a Alolan Vulpix? You can also here see here, Apricorn Maker, 17%. Didn't use that hardly at all. You know, maybe I need to cut that out. I'm sure you all are probably saying, yes, what the heck are you doing playing Apricorn Maker? It's a terrible card. Well, I don't know that it's a terrible card yet. And two, I just pulled a full art, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to at least use my one full art. But here, you know, if you look at it, 17%, obviously it's significantly used a lot less than actual timer balls. You know, timer ball actually I've found is my most commonly used trainer card in all of these matches. Now, I want to say here too, this is what I call straight line. This is all matches. This takes in all the matches, regardless of how long or how short or what happened. Win, lose, draw, it doesn't matter. Now, over here in these three columns, what I actually did was I cut out a lot of the matches that were super short. So one thing you're going to find with PTCGO, and everybody knows this, if you're playing on a ladder, you're climbing the ladder, you go on a PTCGO, you get a great start. You get a monster start with your deck. You know, you get all your Pokemon out that you need, you get them powered up, you know, you're ready to go. You're going to be cranking next turn 2, turn 3, whatever. And then your opponent concedes because they know that they've bricked and you've gotten off to a great start. I mean, if you play 10 games on the ladder, this is going to happen to you at least once, where your opponent's just going to drop right away. So in those cases, and vice versa, there are games too that, like you see this one, I was going up against a Tapu Bulu, and I think I started Dunsparce, but I just don't think I had much. I think I started without any energy. No, I did have energy that game. I don't know. Maybe he just got me on turn 3. I don't know. But I know. Oh, this is one too where I was going up against a grass deck, and I think it was Sceptile or something, and that's all I got out in my Mudkip, and he just blasted me on turn 3. But you know, you're going to have those games where you just they don't last very long. And a lot of times when I have those games, if I have a game where I just start and then my opponent just concedes just like that, I probably won't record that as my deck. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, but it's just not really representative. You know, especially like, you know, if I think maybe it was because he got disconnected, or, you know, sometimes, you know, you sit down and start a game and all of a sudden somebody calls, or, you know, you realize you got to go do something else real quick. And, you know, you just have to cut off the game. So, but that's what I do also here. So I've got, you know, 3 columns where I take everything into account, and then I have 3 columns where I only look at, you know, the real games that were long, games that were good, games where I played a lot of cards. So you can see here, everything here is obviously, you know, the count of the cards is going to be exactly the same. But then you see some real differences. You see some real, you know, like for instance, you know, Slugma. My Slugma percentage goes up from 67 to 86. You know, Timer Balls. Timer Balls still by far the most commonly used trainer card that I have. You know, you can see your water. I'm using 12 water energy for one. I'm not even using half of those on average. And then you can, a lot of times what I'll do with water is I'll look, and with energy is I'll look and I'll see, okay, I used 10 here, I used 9 there, I used 8. I mean, I could probably get away with 2 less energy. I never used 11. I used 10 once. I used 9 once. I could probably get away with 1 or 2 less energy. Now, you want to make sure that you have an energy to start with for Dunsparce. This is the same thing with Sylveon GX. I found with Sylveon GX that if I started with 10 energy, this is like, you know, a year and a half ago when I went to NAIC, I took Sylveon GX and I was testing. If I only had 10 energy, statistically, I know that there's only like a 3% difference between having 10 and 11 energy. There's only like a 3% chance of not having energy in your hand. But I mean, I played like 150 games with Sylveon, and I can clearly tell that I wanted to have at least 11 energy. But that's besides the point. But there, I can look here and I can see, I never used all 12 energy. I only used 10. So I know that if I have 12, I can start. Also, I did try counter energy in a previous build, but counter energy right now is bugged for Swampert. For instance, if I have a water energy and a counter energy on and I'm trailing, it only hits for 120 instead of 140. So I dumped the counter energy. I may again eventually start using counter energy at some point because this deck almost always falls behind. But we'll see what happens. Right now, this is what you can tell. So again, Apricorn Maker, only 21%. Really find it difficult to justify 2 Apricorn Maker. Everything else here is seeing good usage rates, but the Love Disc and the Apricorn Maker were not. So I decided, and I did this version here, and then I actually went to Vulpix here, and I played through with this, and then I changed it up a little bit, and so this is what I eventually evolved to, and I'm now 4-0 with this deck. I actually added, that's what I changed. I added a 2/2 Slugma Magcargo line, because I actually, if you go back here, and I looked, and in all the matches where I had Magcargo, I think I can't remember. Here, I'll count it. 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 2 and 1, 3 and 1, 4 and 1, 5 and 1, 5-2, 5-3, 5-4, 6-4. So I was 6-4 in matches where I actually got a Magcargo out. Whereas overall, I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I was I was 6-4 and I played 18, and I was 2-6 when I didn't get Magcargo out. So you can see significantly better win percentage. So I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for the 2/2 Magcargo line. And then I went with 3. I changed to 3 Alolan Vulpix to squeeze it in, and because I'd rather start Dunsparce if I could. Dunsparce is the best way to start for this deck. Again, you can look back because I have the stats here, and I can see when I started Dunsparce, okay, 1-1, 2-2, or I'm sorry, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3. Oops, I didn't go all the way back to the beginning. Sorry. 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, 5-3, 5-4, 5-5, 6-5. Okay, so I was 6-5, meaning I was 2 and 7. No, 2 and 5 when I didn't start Dunsparce. But you can see also that I started Dunsparce 11 times in 18 games. So that gives you a way to track that as well. So, it's all this data that you can put together. And, obviously, I work in a department that my group is called the Enterprise Data Organization. So a little bit biased, but big data is the way to go. I mean, if you're not using data to help you play this game, you're not maximizing your effectiveness. You're not maximizing your chances to win. So this is what I use to track. This is the way I track it. Maybe there are better ways to do it. This is a lot of work, and it's definitely not for everybody, but it just gives you an idea of how to go about tracking the data that you create. So thanks very much for watching, and hope you tune in again sometime. Thanks for watching. Bye.